Hello aviators. This is a video about installing the new Bose A30 headset into a helmet. Now I know there's lots of videos out there on the Bose A20 and I'm assuming this isn't going to be too much different, but since this is so new I feel obligated to do a video of me dissecting it and a small review and putting it in my helmet. Because these are so expensive, I'm doing this once and I'm going to be the guinea pig. Hopefully I don't ruin it or cut a wire while doing it. So let's begin. So here I have my old one, which has got the avionics and audio is giving me trouble, so this is why I'm changing it. This is the slight difference, and with the earpieces see the difference here. Okay, so to get the microphone off is impressive at how easy it is. You just pull these two levers down and you can pull the microphone straight out. Now if you were to just use the headset and you wanted to push it to the other side, you just pull that lever out and you can pop this piece off and then the microphone will go straight on the other side. Plugs up and close. So that's impressively easy. The frustrating piece, because we're putting it into the helmet, is I've got to get the microphone off, and this is where the scary part starts. We've got two Phillips heads in here. They're pretty easy to get out, but when we pop this piece off, it's a bunch of very, very small wires. Now you need to unplug the microphone. So there's a very small plug down the bottom here, and you need to unplug the small wires out of the microphone so that you can pull this part out, and then I'm going to put this all back together. You have to pull the plug out of the very small plug in here. Okay, there it is there. So it's very, very small. You do need some pliers, possibly even smaller ones than these, to try and get both sides of the little white piece to pull it out, and you have to try and know the difference between the white piece and the slightly tan plug in the bottom. For comparison, this is the Bose A20 plug, so it's a lot bigger. And then in the headset, that's the plug you plug into, and that is the piece it's coming out of. So it's a lot smaller and a lot smaller wires, which might scare some people off. It nearly scared me off. Now you've got to get the microphone out of this plastic piece so that I can fit it through the outside of my helmet. So you need to pop the... Okay, once you have the clip off, you need to turn it till it lines up with the gap, and then you can pop the microphone out very gently, and don't break the wires. Okay, so we're going to work on the headpiece here and get the earpieces out. First thing I'm going to do is pull off the head padding here. It's actually only very lightly velcroed on, so it's very easy to pull off. And then on the inside there's 4 screws here and 4 screws on the inside of the joint here, so we'll try and dissect that. Okay, once you've got those 6 screws out, you can unplug this piece, and then I've also pulled one side of the pivot off, so you can pull off the one side without the cable. This side has the cable in it, and then I very lightly popped off the inside of that piece, and then we'll hopefully see this pop out. Gently as she goes. There we go. Okay, when you're pulling out the other side, it is quite tight. You just need to make sure that the cable is clear of the small cam here. And as I pull it out, you can see it's a little funny how it comes out. Okay, so as you can see, I've skipped ahead a couple of steps. Unfortunately, it's not that easy, and in my frustration of trying to figure it out, I had to stop the video and get a bit aggressive with some cutting. So I've got the right hand earpiece out, and I'll take top of the headband, and it reveals a little circuit board in the top of the headband. So I'm going to have to unplug those two plugs. I'm going to take a photo of it first so I know which ones go back in, and then unplug the headband so I can pull the right hand earpiece out and then work on the left. Before I do that, you can see on this side there's this collar, brass collar, and it is the same as on this one, where it is glued into the band here, and that's what stops the cable from moving, so that the headband can move in and out without moving this piece of the cable. I had to get the side cutters and cut either side of that to break the glue and get the collar out. I was nervous enough doing it on this side, and now I have to do it on this side right next to the circuit board. So wish me luck. Okay, I managed to get the right earpiece out and managed to pull the plugs out. These are actually quite easy to pull out. If you got some pliers either side of them and gently give them a pull, they'll slide right out, and then you just got to thread it out of the hinge in the head pad. So now we'll move on to the left. Okay, on this side, once you've got the screws out, you just got to get a knife in here and pop the inside of this, and then you can wiggle out the cable, and you pull out the middle piece, and then so you need a bit of force to move that, and just be careful that you don't catch the cable as you pull that side off. Now this piece here, the only way I figured out how to get it away from the cable is to cut it. Okay, what you want to do is leave the brass collar in the catch there, push the cable all the way down next to the earpiece, and then slide that piece all the way out. That's the only way you've got enough room. And then you need to cut, well, this is the way I did it, was to cut down each side until I break the hold on it, more or less, and just like that, until you get all the way down, and then you can break the wire out. one big issue is this collar down here is metal, and you can't get the cable out from in there. I'm not sure. They've threaded it through into the earpiece, so I've had to just cut around that, and I'm just going to put that collar into the helmet. On this side, as you can see, it's ugly, but it will fit in my helmet behind my straps and padding. So. Okay, I've cut down the side of this plastic piece, and I've been able to pull this piece off. Sorry, it goes that way. So I've got that out. Now I'm going to have to cut around here and leave the metal collar there. And then for the circuit board, I've decided to cut around the plastic here so that the circuit board stays seated in there, and I'm going to install that piece into my helmet as well. Okay, I finally got it out. I've had to cut it down, trim it down on each side so that I could fit it out this piece and slide it out. There is a small grounding cable, and that's to ground to the metal headpiece, so I don't think that's going to affect it much when I put it in my helmet. I'm just going to leave it free, and I will use this plastic piece and put some silicone either side when I plug it back in so that it's all held together. Okay, now I have to install the microphone back into the helmet. I've actually put some heat shrink around the little wires here so that will hold it out straight, and it will mean I can try and plug it back into this plug. You can see the white little plug there. When this is inside the helmet, I'm very nervous about this. I've been nervous from the start. When I put the microphone in, I'm just using the original collar to clip it back in from the inside. So I've managed to put the microphone in, put the wire all the way through, and reconstruct the plug on this side. With that heat shrink on the little plug from the microphone, that wire is actually quite long. Here is the final part with the earpieces out, and you can see the plug with the small circuit board. I've siliconed either side, which is holding it in quite well. Not the prettiest thing, and what I'm going to do is cover this a little bit better and cut a section out of the neck padding so it can sit behind the neck padding there. Hopefully it won't get damaged. Well, I'm back after having the Bose A30 installed on my helmet. You can see the microphone, earpieces on both sides, and I have a little cable tie that goes through and secures the wire on this side so it doesn't pull out and put pressure on the air cup. And the good news is it did work, and it's been working this whole week, and I've been actually doing my endorsement on a Bell 212, so a very noisy helicopter. The good news is the A&R works really well, and it's very quiet. If you put it down to low, it totally changes your experience inside the helicopter. So I'm running on high A&R constantly, and very happy with the result in that respect. In terms of a final review of the Bose A30 instead of an A20, I would not do this again. I know this is a totally different experience than the A20, and the wires and installation in the helmet, and doing it yourself is a nightmare, and because it's so expensive, it's probably not worth it. I was since told that there is a company that provides a A30 kit for the helmet. I will not plug them, but I will put a link in the description. That's going to be a far easier and less risky experience if you're going through another company, or quickly get your hands on a Bose A20 and do it yourself. Thanks for watching. Hope it's been good information for you.